On your mark, get set, go! With the racing kart games releases like Mario Kart, Diddy Kong Racing, and many others, by the late 90s were developing many racing games, and with Crash Bandicoot as the best-selling trilogy of all time on PS1, Naughty Dog was facing one final project in the works, and that would be none other than, yep, you guessed it, Crash Team Racing with Andy Gavin as directing and Jason, and before the days of Jak and Daxter, the trilogy of course, they had one final project in the works, which is Crash Team Racing. Yeah, and this is still my back in time month to this day, yeah. And that's for you can race with multiplayer mode, of course. Yeah, the story begins with an alien named Nitrous Oxide, an alien inhabitant, forcing the players to race for the fate of the Earth. If he wins, then Earth will be turned into a parking lot, and if he loses, however, then Earth will be left alone. Yeah. So, yeah, that's what he said, yeah. So, he says, you get to race as Coco, Tiny, Polar, Dingodile, Cortex, Engine, Pura, and of course, Crash, of course. And more characters can be unlocked later on. Coco is beginner, and so is Engine. You see, that's a goof, yeah. Along with Pura and Polar, yeah. Crash and Cortex are intermediate, Tiny and Dingodile are advanced, yeah. Aku Aku and Uka Uka, depending on which character you are, also give you hints, of course. Yeah, of course. So, yeah, why not? Yeah, never mind the side on each side. Never mind the background on each side of the screen. I had to add that, yeah, as a special feature, alright? You get to do boss battles with none other than Pinstripe, Ripperoo, Papu Papu, Komodo Joe, and of course Nitrous Oxide, and it features trophy girls like Isabella giving out trophies to Crash and Coco, Megumi doing Cortex and Engine, and Ami for Dingodile, Tiny, and all the unlockables, and lastly Liz for Polar and Pura. Yeah. And yeah. So there's a lot of stuff to go through these days. Like, I already reviewed Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled a while back, so you can check that out too. So, also in my show, Isabella, Liz, Megumi, and Ami are on Team Bandicoot according to my show, of course, and according to Crash Team Racing Nitro Fuel, of course. And look at the comparison between Crash Team Racing and Diddy Kong Racing. You see? Very similar. Yeah. With Crash Cove as a clone to that Diddy Kong Racing Crescent Island thing. Yeah. And look at Papu's Pyramid. Pretty snazzy, as I might say so myself. Yeah, you know, and pretty cool as I might say so myself. So, yeah, why not? And there's a lot of power ups to use, like bowling bombs, and you could also unlock characters if you win gem cups, and of course code inputs, of course, like I unlocked in Troopy with a code input, so yeah, that's much easier. And I also unlocked Ripperoo, Papu Papu, Pinstripe, and Komodo Joe by winning all the gem cups, and of course Fake Crash by winning the purple gem cup, of course. So yeah, of course. And here's Komodo Joe. Most carts rely on the slam the gas button and steer mechanic. So we added a new turbo system that enables the players to get boosts of speed from both hang time. Yeah, that's what Jason Rubin said. Yeah. And of course, there's CTR challenges and relic races and crystal challenges, of course, before the times of Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled, which you can do it however you want. Of course, yeah. Okay. Now, as to this day, the retro version is still fun to play, as I do say so myself. Here is single race, yeah, or is it cup race? I don't know. And at the end you get to defeat Nitrous Oxide if you collect all the relics, including the gems and CTR tokens, yeah, and trophies as well, yeah, and keys, of course. And yeah, that's the game. Once you completed the game, you can still get either gold or platinum relics after you get sapphire relics, yeah, but who knows how long that takes. So yeah, we'll just leave it like that. So what do I think about the PS1 version other than the Switch version? Well, I can say it in 3 words: really flippin' enjoyable. After the controls of Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled on the Switch, which is what I have it for, I gotta say the controls on the PS1 Crash Team Racing are pretty snazzy. When I was a kid, ever since when I was a kid, yeah. So yeah, how about that? And check out the load save screen, of course. Yeah, and Coco Park, I gotta say, is really cool. Yeah. And Turbo Track you get to unlock by collecting all the gems, and for 10 relics on Slide Coliseum, yeah. Yeah. And then this boss challenge, you get to defeat Oxide. Yeah, of course. Oh, and there's weapons like turbo missiles, bowling bombs, invincibility mask, depending on which character you are, like featuring Aku Aku and Uka Uka mask, yeah, and the orb, yeah, and the clock, and of course the power shield, yeah, of course, yeah. And of course, there's always slide combos, yeah. And of course, there's a code where you unlock the scrapbook if you don't feel like defeating Oxide over and over. And a Troopy, you don't, especially when you don't feel like unlocking all the ghosts, like I said, with the code inputs. And also there's cups around, and I happen to unlock the scrapbooking and troopy with button inputs, cheat codes, yeah. I looked it up on the internet, yeah. So yeah, why not? Of course. And there's the PlayStation Store, yeah. And also there's versus mode with single player mode, depending on how many players there are. Yeah. Like 4 players, for instance. Yeah. It goes from 1 player to 4 players, yeah. Same as Crash Bash, yeah. Just like Diddy Kong Racing, yeah. How about that? Here's where I played with Olivia and Evangeline, my sisters. And this one I played with my girlfriend Angelina while I was Pinstripe, the second player. How about that? Yeah. And of course there's Penta Penguin, which you can unlock via cheat code, just like I did with Troopy and the scrapbook, of course. Okay, I'm starting to sound like a broken record right now. I'm definitely deep into fanboy mode, you know. But you gotta forgive me. I might go back to this classic PS1 games one day, after the controls of Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled, you know. So yeah. Special thanks to Sony Computer Entertainment, of course, and of course Naughty Dog, and of course there's also Crash Nitro Kart and Team Racing, of course, which I also reviewed in one video. If you check out that video, of course. So yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. And until then though, whoa!